on your right. 2-0, a 5-color Death Shadow. Zan Syed is on your left with Infect, number 10 on our SCG Tour leaderboard here in season number 2. They'll be given the green light in just a moment.
I really like this matchup from Spicklemire side, though, because he's playing against Infect. He doesn't really have to worry all that much about, well, if I pay too much life, am I suddenly in range of something bad happening? That really doesn't happen here. And he has just a lot of removal to work with.
And he's going to cycle Street Wraith right away, showing that he does not care about life totals. He'll fall down to 18. And this is going to bring him down to 16. Thoughtseize is going to bring him down to 14. And obviously on my bingo square, it says player ends the first turn to 13 or less.
Might have another Street Wraith.
I really hope he does. I really hope he does.
And Gutshot your Glistener Elf.
Yeah. The hand here for Zan, he has a Vines of Vastwood, a Groundswell, an Apostle's Blessing, and a Wooded Foothills.
Vine strikes me as the best card here, as it's both pump and protection. But this is just a function of how Spicklemire wants to curve out the next couple of turns.
Of course, Clay could have used a fetch land for the turn, which would have brought him down to 13. But
totally.
I see that he is on hashtag Team Patrick this weekend.
He did what he could. He came up a little bit short.
And he will select Apostle's Blessing. A little bit interesting of a decision there, perhaps.
I think that represents that Spicklemire's hand has some removal spells, and he's just trying to get the cheapest piece of protection out of there.
Zan will draw a card for the turn. It looked like it was another copy of Glistener Elf. This is a land in Wooded Foothills. Here's an attack. Kind of want to get the Groundswell in while you can.
Yep.
Don't worry about a removal spell, so he's going to do that right now. Clay will take 5 Infect.
And now, I believe Zaid drew another copy of Glistener Elf.
He
so
sure
you have
did.
Glistener Elf along with a Vines.
Yeah, he's just got one card left in hand, which is that Vines of the Vastwood. And Spicklemire with 5 Infect. And we will go back over to Clay. So Clay with a couple fetch lands in hand. It looks like he may have a copy of Fatal Push over there as well. And you see a Tarmogoyf too, but if he just plays Tarmogoyf, he just dies.
Yes.
So he can't do that.
Yeah, he may have to pass, take the hit, Fatal Push, untap Liliana, try to run him down that way.
Here's an attack for 2. And now he's going to push at the end, which we had a feeling was going to happen.
Yep.
I'm a little surprised.
I don't know. Spicklemire knows about your hand. You're probably not going to get a spot to blow him out with the Vines at this point.
Sure.
I don't think you can just lose. I don't think you can just lose your Glistener Elf and still have the Vines in your hand. Are you just going to go for the kill next turn? That seems very risky. Also, his mana might be a little bit tight, and this means he can draw other spells he can cast next turn, should it come to it.
That's true. Verdant Catacombs is the land here for Spicklemire. He's going to sacrifice this Bloodstained Mire. And I'll sacrifice the Verdant Catacombs as well. So we'll see what lands Clay wants to search up here and how much damage he's going to take. This is a Breeding Pool. And this is an Overgrown Tomb. Again, he gets to free roll life.
Yeah, your only concern is something like Noble Hierarch or a Dryad Arbor doing some shenanigans, but Saeed's so low on pump spells, and anything he can do, he can just do through his Infect creatures at this point.
Looks like we're going to go to Tarmogoyf.
With Stubborn Denial back up here.
If that's the case, things are pretty good here for Clay. 4-5 Tarmogoyf. I don't know. Maybe we could get an artifact to the graveyard. Maybe.
Oh,
that'd be good
for your old 5/6 Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, 5/6 or larger Goyf. Maybe an artifact, enchantment, planeswalker. No big deal.
Spicklemire denied me there the opportunity of Fatal Push with Revolt. Could have just sacked his fetch land first.
Here comes Glistener Elf. There's a block. This is a mutagenic growth. That would be lethal. That's a Stubborn Denial. That's going to counter that mutagenic growth because that Tarmogoyf is ferocious. So Tarmogoyf's going to get a -1/-1 counter. It's actually going to fall down to a 3/4. A little further away from being a 5/6 now. So timely Stubborn Denial there for Spicklemire. Noble Hierarch's the follow-up. And now Clay will draw a card. Spicklemire up to 8 Infect. So only 2 away as there's a Verdant Catacombs. This, I think, is going to be Liliana. And it will be. Going to minus that. Noble Hierarch's going to be sacrificed very, very quickly. We're going to go over to Zan. Zan will draw. Distortion Strike would be good for game right now, folks. A couple pump spells would be good, too. It's just a Misty Rainforest, however. So let's go back over to Spicklemire, who will draw a card. Liliana looking to start taking control of this game. Street Wraith, the draw for the turn for Clay.
And that's 4 mana, and then the 5th one's in his 5th mana's in his hand. And Street Wraith cast as a creature is on the board.
That is an option here for Clay. I'm pretty.
And you want to plus your Liliana here? Ah, come on!
Yes, down to 6. Down to 6.
Unbelievable.
Liliana's going to go up. Clay will discard a land.
I can't believe I'm feeding this Tarmogoyf as a 5/6 right now.
Yeah, you're getting pretty lucky right now. Zan will draw. Wooded Foothills. He'll just play that and pass. Spicklemire picks up a Tarmogoyf.
Now, Spicklemire has to be aware if he minuses the Liliana here, reasonable chance Syed has a copy of Dryad Arbor in the deck to go get.
He does have one, and that is on the bingo card.
What is it? What is?
Fetch land finds Dryad Arbor. Here's another Tarmogoyf.
But Clay's too smart for that.
He'll play this land.
Too smart for that.
Yeah, he's just gonna plus that Liliana, pass the turn back. This is a Grand Prix champion after all. SCG Tour Open champion as well. Well, we could go finding the Dryad Arbor anyway right now.
No reason
we?
to do it.
I think you probably want to search up the 1/1 forest.
Breeding pool tapped. This is a breeding pool
Dryad
tapped.
Arbor seems like a pretty good
You
land.
have a fetch land left over. You have. You don't need to get
yes, a ding. A ding. That's very well done, Zan Syed. Thank you very much.
Annoying.
3rd spot on the old board ski. That's nice. That is nice. Now we're kind of working up a diagonal and an across here on the bingo board. That's nice. And now there's that breeding pool you wanted. It's right there.
Yeah.
You got what you wanted. That's good.
Come on, Distortion Strike. 10. Player gets 10 poison counters on. Is on, you know.
Yeah, that is in play. Distortion Strike will win the game.
Come on, Zan.
Ooh, what is this? Yeah, you got to block the infect creature.
Become immense for lethal.
That would be lethal. He is reaching. What do we have here? Vines of Vastwood. Pretty good, yeah. So that's going to kill Tarmogoyf. And then Clay's going to take 1. I believe should fall down to 5. We'll go back over to Spicklemire.
Just cast that Street Wraith, you know.
Mirsh's Bobble. I believe Tarmogoyf should get a little bit larger now. He's going to sacrifice a land, too. So Clay did not like what he saw on top of his deck. It's going to fall down to 4. Going to get a Watery Grave tapped.
Might be time to go down with that Liliana.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to at this point. Going up is just not going to get you anywhere because if Zan draws a pump spell, it's game over.
Right, you're not protected from his draw step by leaving the Liliana at 4.
Zan will draw a card.
Come on, Distortion Strike. Come on. Come on. Goif's still a 4/5, critically.
Well, actually, yes, it is so it is a 5/6 with a -1/-1 counter on it right now.
I think that plainly does not count.
Yeah. We're going to plus. Mutagenic Growth going to target the Glistener Elf. Okay. I think this might be a Fatal Push. It is. There for Clay, and now getting in.
Still not with Revolt, and your Goif's a 5/6.
That's correct. No, my Goif is a 4/5.
Oh, okay.
It is literally a 4/5, not a 5/6 right now.
You need Zan to draw a creature here that forces the Liliana to go down.
Didn't get there.
Listen, I got 10 Infect here. I came up a little short, too.
Inquisition of Kozilek. Take a little look. Going to concede the game. Clay Spicklemire is going to win game number 1 here over Zan Syed. 5-color Death Shadow. Going to win game number 1 here over Infect. You would think I had a 5/6 Tarmogoyf, but I didn't.
No.
But I did not.
And Clay, and turn 1 on 14.
Yeah.
Just fading it from all directions.
Yes. Getting screwed here in the booth. No justice whatsoever as we take a look at the sideboards. We're going to start with Zan, who almost dealt 10 Infect.
Almost, very close.
2 Spell Pierce, 2 Graph Trigger's Cage, 2 Shaper's Sanctuary. That's a newbie. Along with 2 Spell Sky, 2 Dissenter's Deliverance, 2 Nature's Claim, 2 Viridian Corruptor, and a Dispel.
I suppose the spell skites here are above board and the 1 copy of Dispel, but I would be sideboarding pretty light here.
Don't like too much?
Not a huge fan.
Okay, we'll go to Clay's side. 3 Disdainful Stroke, 3 Lingering Souls, 2 Ancient Grudge, a Stubborn Denial, Kozilek's Return, a Liliana the Last of, great card in this matchup, as is a Staticaster, a Gorkline Rampager, a Ranger of Vios, and a Godless Shrine for the splash.
Great sideboard here. The Izzet Staticaster, the Liliana the Last Hope, Kozilek's Return, Stubborn Denial, and the 3 Lingering Souls all seem great.
There are a lot of really good cards in this
sideboard.
matchup.
Great sideboard.
He got out of game 1 alive, which seemed like it might be difficult to do, but he held on, did Spicklemire, and now he's got, I mean, we're looking at 6, 7 cards here.
All of them excellent, too.
Yeah, all cards you really want to draw.
Not marginal cards for the matchup.
Yeah, so Clay is probably going to be in the driver's seat here in the sideboarded games. We'll see if Zan can maybe get a quick kill with his Infect deck, but as these players do sideboard and shuffle up for game number 2, Zan Syed will be on the play, and we are going to take a moment to talk about our YouTube page where we have a boatload of subscribers and even more sweet content.
Yeah, you can subscribe today over at youtube.com/StarCityGames. A lot of archives of various videos, including Split Second, Versus Series, Commander Versus, Magic Online, playtesting, Best of the SCG Tour, and much more. Again, you can subscribe today for free over at youtube.com/StarCityGames and get notified when new content is uploaded to the page.
One of over 125,000 subscribers at this point is what you can become. So we want to thank each and every person who has subscribed to our page. A lot of sweet content going over there, and more coming soon enough. In the meantime, we are going to take a little bit of time to learn a little bit more about Clay Spicklemire, my friend, who is a very big Cubs fan. So maybe the past couple of days have been difficult for him, but his favorite baseball team is a World Series champion. So life's not all bad for the 17-year-old.
Right. But reality hit this week.
It did. The Dodgers are pretty good.
Reality hit.
The Dodgers are pretty good. 17-year-old from Indianapolis, Indiana, 3 open top 8s, 1 open win. That team opened earlier this year with Chris Anderson and Spencer Garnier. Lived at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs for 2 years while his dad taught physics. Wears at least 1 article of Cubs clothing at every Magic tournament for good luck. And he's taking advanced math courses at a local college. Is Clay, and he is currently up a game with his favorite modern deck. He loves 5-color Death Shadow, and it's generally pretty good to him.
Really feels, exploitative of the bounds of the format. You are doing what feels like a lot of unfair stuff.
It's a really good deck.
And you're playing with a bunch of just high-power Magic cards as well.
Yeah. Tarmogoyf it's weird. We don't see a ton of Tarmogoyfs anymore. Not that it's a bad card. The format's just a little bit strange.
Well, Fatal Push is a big ding for Tarmogoyf's presence. And a lot of the best incentives to play green involve Collected Company. And once you're playing with Collected Company, you kind of want to be doing something different than just beating down with Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah, because then it's just a random big creature.
Right.
Yeah.
And Collected Company allows you to be a little bit more aspirational than that.
It is very much, what you want to be doing in this deck.
Yeah.
For sure. Looking at 2 mana 5/6 in most instances, and it's just a good card here. No other way to say it. We'll see if Clay's able to find Tarmogoyf again in this game. Maybe have it be a 5-6 to score around. I don't know. Just
come on, Zan. Just get to game 3 here. Get to the 10.
Both players going to take a look at their opening hands here. We'll see if he can find an opening hand that he is happy with. He has. And we're underway as a Misty Rainforest into a Noble Hierarch as Zan will start things. Most likely going to search up a breeding pool. There's breeding pool.
18.
18.
Clay. He might. Oh, I think he's got only 6 on turn 1 again.
How do I run this bad?
I don't know.
Okay, Inquisition. Yeah. Take a look at the hand here. Groundswells. 2 Groundswells, Blossoming Defense, Spell Pierce, and a Wooded Foothills. Now in my bingo card, Patrick, I do have... Where is it? Attacking creature gets exalted.
Okay.
We're live here. Even though Noble Hierarch has no business attacking. And
well, Syed may not attack. He may not want to deal the point.
I know.
A lot of drama.
And I think I have a hexproof one here. Hexproof creature with power 5 or greater. Blossoming Defense will help with that, as will Vines. Actually, no, I already hit that. Vines of the Vastwood.
Does it say hexproof?
Hexproof creature with power 5 or greater?
I don't think it grants hexproof.
I actually think you might be right. Yeah.
I think it grants shroud.
No, you're right. You're right. Okay.
All right, you got it. You got exalted.
Exalted creature, bang! Holy crap.
That's lucky.
Where is it? Where is it? Attacking creature gets exalted. Poop! Here's another Inquisition. 2 Groundswells, Blossoming Defense. I'm liking Groundswell here. Yes! Okay. Hexproof creature. Now, Blossoming Defense does give hexproof.
Yes.
That I know. So we could get a little lucky here. Going the regular damage route. Wooded Foothills was sacrificed here by Zan.
Time to go get an Arbor and start doing that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go reggae. I'm loving this. Regular damage route. We're going over to Zan. Groundswell, looks like 2 Blossoming Defense. What's up, Dryad Arbor? I don't think you can do much of pumping and stuff. I don't think it does very much. Like, this is risky anyway, because this is what Death Shadow wants to have happen.
Yep.
Like, would you be attacking in this spot?
Probably. His hand doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of pump spells to work with. I think it's a low probability line, but what else is he going to do?
Yeah, he could just sit tight, do nothing.
Yeah, I think that's just too risky.
Wait to draw an infect creature, I guess. Clay will search up a Godless Shrine here that he boarded in along with the Lingering Souls. Spicklemire will draw, picked up a copy of Death Shadow, has 2 copies of Thoughtseize in hand, also has the Lingering Souls in hand. So his hand is very, very good. Syed just has to wait patiently here. Spicklemire will sacrifice Polluted Delta. Gonna fall down to at least 11, probably 9. See what land Clay wants to get here in his 5-color deck. Okay, basic swamp, so just gonna stay at 11.
Yeah, it's not like he has to go super low and turn this into a race with the Death Shadows. And with Lingering Souls plus the discard in hand, as long as he doesn't get punked out, I think he's in a really commanding position.
Yeah, I think his position is really good. Lingering Souls is just very difficult for Infect to beat. That's why you see the Distortion Strikes in Zan Syed's deck list. Here is Lingering Souls. That is going to resolve, of course. He'll make 2 1/1 spirits. And now we're going to go back over to Zan. He'll draw a card. I think it may have been an Ink Moth Nexus. If that's the case, that's his first Infect threat of the game. It's not a bad one, but it's not great in this situation.
Yeah, it's not like Zaid's position is the worst here, as he gets to attack with the Dryad Arbor, do a 2/2. Spicklemire probably has to block here. So you are wearing down the Lingering Souls tokens at no cost, which is something.
There is Ink Moth. Yeah, with the potential for a lethal attack there. You know, he does have a Groundswell and a Blossoming Defense. Clay does not know one of the cards in hand, so you just have to play a little bit conservative. But that's what the Lingering Souls are there for. Block, buy some time, help him get set up. Clay at 11, Zan at 16. No Infect yet here dealt from Zan. Death Shadow right now going to grow thanks to Thoughtseize, even though it's not on the battlefield just yet. There's the hand, Groundswell 2, Blossoming Defense. So Clay is working with perfect information, except for what is on top of Zan Syed's deck. He does not know that. Any card that you kind of want to take here? One or the other?
Probably Groundswell, I'm guessing.
I mean, Blossom Defense really does lose some of its effectiveness when you know they're there.
And if Spicklemeyer's plan this game is blocking and not really on removal, the Blossoming Defense gets a lot worse.
Sure.
But you got to be worried about, you know, what happens if he rips an Apostle's Blessing and then suddenly am I just dead out of nowhere?
Well, he's going to take 1 Blossoming Defense.
Now this can change if he's got more discard to follow up with and then can start playing removal spells if he has them.
Yeah, Shadow Thoughtseize in hand. Traverse as well. Another Thoughtseize. Gonna fall even lower. He'll take the other Blossoming Defense. Now for Zan, you got to be a little scared to ever fire off the Groundswell.
Yep.
The follow-up here is Death Shadow. Clay will play a land in Verdant Catacombs.
And this line that Spicklemire is taking, I think he's looking just to block out of here. He has Traverse as a leftover and can Traverse for Staticaster and play in the same turn. And still have access to Lingering Souls.
I'm trying to see if he has blue and red. Depending if he has a land.
Yeah, no.
Well,
His mana's too mucked up.
And he actually just drew Staticaster.
Yeah, but yeah, his mana's too mucked up for that.
If he ever gets a Staticaster, life is going to be very easy for him. That's for sure. He's still got Lingering Souls in the graveyard. So he can continue to buy time with that. He can actually start attacking with this.
Right, it's not like he needs to have a blocker that big on the way back.
Yeah.
You could even go low and Traverse for another copy of Death Shadow.
Yeah, really start bringing the heat.
That risks, well, now do I just get killed by Apostle's Blessing?
Taking a look at Zan's deck list here very quickly. Apostle's Blessing, just 1. Distortion Strike, also just 1.
Yep, those are the concerns of going too low.
There's Lingering Souls. 2 spirits on the way. And just going to pass the turn back. Zan with a Groundswell, Windswept Teeth, and I think he just picked up another copy of Inkmoth. Yep.
The second copy of Inkmoth here is not the worst draw, because if Spicklemire continues to just chump block with one of his spirits, the second Nexus means that you have one of them goes unblocked if Spicklemire goes down to just the one spirit.
Well, there's the chump block again. 2/2 Inkmoth there because of the Noble Hierarch Exalted trigger. Play the other Inkmoth. Groundswell, Windswept Teeth in hand for Zan. He'll pass the turn back. Clay not going to sacrifice a fetch land just yet.
Yeah, and the way this is breaking is if you weren't on a lot of removal, why I would have wanted to get the Groundswell out of the hand. Because now we've gotten to the spot where the game's a damage race. I think Spicklemire is still, I would say, a favorite to win this game. His position's good, but the Groundswell, I think, right now is so much more worrisome than a Blossoming Defense would be.
Death Shadow comes in. Dryad Arbor's going to block. Now, Clay picked up another fetch land. So he's got 2 Verdant Catacombs. I want to take a look at the mana here. Red source and blue source is the question. The blue source is...
Is there a Watery Grave and a Blood Crypt?
Yep. But he'd have to take 6 to do all that, which would bring him down to 1. And that still might be okay. It's scary, but it still might be okay. Here comes Inkmoth. There's your chump block.
And this is nice for Spicklemire too, because if he plays the Staticaster now, Zaid actually has to do something.
Yep.
Because there's a point on the 2/2.
Yeah.
So he either loses the Nexus or he trades a spell out.
I think Clay actually kind of wants to go to 1 here. I think he wants to go to 1, assuming that he still has a Water Grave and a Blood Crypt in his deck. He goes to 1. He shoots a Noble Hierarch and a turn. And that means that Death Shadow is a lethal attacker.
Yep.
And then if Inkmoth blocks, then he tries to shoot that, which forces the Groundswell. And then you don't have to really worry about anything on the attack back.
Yeah, the Staticaster is going to be excellent here. And presenting the Death Shadow as lethal combined with a Staticaster when all your blockers are 1 toughness, I mean, it's asking a lot for Zaid to get out of this.
Yeah. So here is Staticaster. Spicklemire down to just 1. There's a shot at the Noble Hierarch. And again, Death Shadow, obviously a lethal attacker. 12/12 right now.
I think Zaid's hand is just 1 spell and 2 lands.
Yeah, Groundswell, 2 lands.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and Zan knows he can't win. He can't get through this situation. If he sacrifices the fetch land and turn on the Inkmoth, kill that, kill you with Death Shadow. So Clay Spicklemire is going to win this match here over Zan Syed 2-0. 5-color Death Shadow will take care of Infect. And for Clay Spicklemire, his 5-color Death Shadow deck that he loves so much gets him another win. He is 3-0. However, more importantly, 5/6 or larger Tarmogoyf. No.